Good morning, everybody. Romel Santiago here once again. I know the past couple of videos have been some really cool tools. If you know about the feelings wheel, nonviolent communication, and the feelings thermometer, awesome. If you're one of my clients, none of this is ever going to be new. Um, One of the next tools that I absolutely love, and I cannot say enough about this. So we all know that there's constitutional rights, right? Second Amendment. That's something that's been in the media, and I'm not going to get political. Um, but we all know about the Second Amendment, right? We all know that we have the right to bear arms. We have the freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech, yet we can't walk into a crowded movie theater and yell fire, right? Our rights are only our rights until they begin infringing on somebody else's. So we have these constitutional rights, but we also have personal bill of rights. So there's this. This is something that I give pretty much all of my clients. Is a handout of personal bill of rights. This is one of my most favorite tools because we in a cerebral level, like we know we have the first one is I have the right to express all of my emotions, positive or negative. Now, you all know I don't believe in positive or negative emotions, but for the sake of this particular video, I'm going to leave it there. I have the right to change my mind. I have the right to say no to anything I feel I am not ready, it is unsafe, or it violates my values. We know we have these rights on a basic level, on a cerebral level. What we struggle with is actually the level of comfort when it comes to implementing them. So, the personal bill of rights that I give my clients is adopted from the Anxiety and Phobia Workbook, third edition. I love this because there's 24 rights on here. I have the right to believe I am a worthwhile person just by being here and alive. I have the right to be happy. I have a right to have my needs and wants respected by others. We know we have these rights, but to what extent do we actually implement them? To what extent is there anxiety or fear or frustration when it comes to taking ownership of these rights? How often do we express these rights? How often do we agree to something one day? Like, yeah, this Friday, let's go out to the club, let's have a few drinks. We're gonna leave the house about 7 o'clock. Friday at 5 o'clock. I just had 7 clients plus a crisis client. I'm I can't. I cannot. I have the right to change my mind. Will it piss people off? Yes. Whose shit is that? That's theirs. If any of my friends, if I make plans with any of my friends or any of my clients, there are times as a therapist that I am running late to session because I had a crisis session before. There's also times that life happens and I have to cancel my sessions for the day, right? Do people get pissed off? Absolutely. That is also their responsibility to navigate their emotional state. As a therapist, I cannot take ownership of any of my clients' emotion. I don't have the capacity. I got my own shit. I have my own emotions that I deal with. I am not responsible for my clients, for my friends, for my family, for their emotional state. That is they all of my I only work with adults. My clients are grown ass individuals. My friends are grown ass individuals. My family are grown ass individuals. If they've been on this earth longer than 15 years, they've learned how to navigate their emotional state the way that I would or not. That's their shit, right? So being able to implement and acknowledge and put into practice these particular rights really creates an opportunity that we then have to practice disconnecting, taking ownership, and taking blame of somebody else's emotional state. This is probably the hardest thing most folks have to navigate, especially the folks that I see, just because when it comes to racial, cultural or childhood trauma, the experiences that we're taught is safety is equated to emotions. If my parent, caregiver, or somebody in the household was emotionally dysregulated, that is now unsafe. I don't know what to expect. And so this can be one of the most triggering experiences when somebody's emotional state gets triggered, then we get triggered. So the personal bill of rights is not about just, yeah, I have these rights, great. Now everything's fun and well. But the personal bill of rights, if we're able to restructure and reorganize them to what we feel the most comfortable with implementing to what we struggle with the most, those last several rights are going to probably be where the boundaries where we struggle with in terms of boundaries. So this gives me as a therapist a lot of insight as to what exactly am I working on with these particular clients, right? So this may actually give you a better understanding of where do I find some of the struggles that may be on my radar or I wasn't even aware of. But again, working with a mental health professional during this is going to make the world of a difference. So if you are unsure on which mental health professional to work with, watch the first video again. Take some of those suggestions and then do your own research, right? So I know I'm trying to keep it under 5 minutes, but I'm long-winded. Sorry. So on that note, I am going to pause, but I hope you all have a wonderful, amazing rest of this beautiful day, and I will see you soon.